Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
First in the building, Haynes Legacy on deck. Yes, sir. It's Friday. Big shout out to your brother. May all is well your way, man. With the fam on a Friday. Big blunts and boxing. Come on, man. The GOAT is on deck. Salute to your brother. What's the word? Family combat. Let's chop it up. Haynes, what's good? Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute to the OG on deck. What's good with it, Bruce? Stickum Boys Fishing and Sports. Salute WCS. Let's get it. Indeed. That's what we're here for. Big salute. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side. 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 A-side official. We ain't negotiating a mother effing thing. You know what I'm saying? We got all the info and everything we need. You feel me? That's where we at with it. Alexander, what's good with it, bro? Hope all is well, man. Haven't seen you in a minute. Big shout out to you. I got to get right down to this, right? We pretty much have made light of the fact that Jermall Charlo and his brother have had their, situations in the general public. And that's not good, especially when it comes to family, right? Especially when it comes to family. So when you're talking about two twins, you always hear about the good and the bad twin, of course. And this is no different. But this just so happened to be two sets of twins that's in combat sports, who's had their success in combat sports. You know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo is a 2-weight division champion. And Mell Charlo is an undisputed world champion at 154 pounds. Together, they make the Charlo twins. You know what I'm saying? Out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Currently residing, used to, in Texas. Well, now, in light of what happened in Vegas, Mell Charlo girl jumping on Mall's Charlo girl, not to play the victim role, but then also factoring in the situation that went down with Mall Charlo and Caleb Plant. And, him may not have been in his right mind, may have been inebriated. I don't know. But I can tell you this, Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying, slapped a one-piece chicken wing across Mall Charlo's face with that shit dripping in hot sauce. And it wasn't like he was instigating anything. He was defending himself. I'm saying Caleb Plant was defending himself. Real talk. So when it boiled down to it, man, that shit went viral quick. I mean, if ever Mall Charlo wanted to go viral, it wasn't a moment like that. He would rather it be in the ring and not outside the ring, but that shit went viral. just the way Caleb Plant, planted that slap. You know what I'm saying? His name Caleb Plant, sweet hands. Them hands were sweet that day. Well, on a lighter note, though, he was going through some personal shit. We had seen Mell Charlo in public with the David Benavidez situation. Didn't look too good. Then Dimitri Bivol situation when he was up there trying to get a fight with Dimitri Bivol. He was just in some situations that just didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? You say to yourself, like, damn, where's your peoples? Where's your support system, your mentors? Where's all the human beings that's supposed to be there to guide you through the storm? Where are they? Where's this shit, man? Where's everybody? Now, Jermall Charlo has left Texas. Jermall Charlo has left Texas. I think that's the best thing he could have did was leave Texas. As you probably seen, he's down there Bodyhead Island with Roy. And I'm going to take you through the audio, y'all. I'm going to take you through this audio of what he's talking about in this recent interview. So let me pull this up right quick. He did a recent interview with Mr. Newman. Don't know the guy, never heard of him. But shout out to him. I'm referencing his Robert Newman. I'm referencing his video. And let's hear what Mell Charlo has to say. He seems sincere. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he's cut his hair. Seems like he's feeling a bit better. He said he ain't out the woods yet with his personal problems. He said, but as far as getting back into physical shape, he run over some areas that we are concerned about. Like the fight with him and Canelo that he was supposed to have. And his brother's taking the fight. Let's go.
All right, fight fans, we're down here in Orlando, Florida at the NABF convention. And to our surprise, in walks current WBC middleweight champ, Jermall Charlo. Jermall, how are you doing?
I'm doing right.
All right, it's really good to see you. How you been doing? How's things going?
A lot better. I moved to Pensacola, Florida. Trained with Roy Jones. Get some work in out here. I'm loving the weather. I'm loving the people. Enjoying step by step.
Okay. So, what prompted the move? Tell me about how that came about for you to, get out of Texas and get down here to Florida. To get away from something, to get to a better situation. Talk about that a little bit.
Pretty much, Ronnie Shields, my trainer, just kind of linked me up, with Roy and his family, and we all kicked it at Spence fight, and it was just one of those things like, hey, I'm gonna just come and see you, Then I came out, we kicked it, and I'm here. I'm just enjoying the weather, enjoying the workouts, enjoying the time with him, picking his brain.
Mm-hmm.
Just actions.
Yeah, and Roy's been good with that. Like, you feel like he's been instrumental in where you're at now.
For sure, he's done a lot of differences in the way I'm thinking, the way I'm carrying things, and like I said, it's step by step, day by day. Roy Jones, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it.
So pretty much what he's been saying is he moved down to Pensacola, Florida to pretty much get a new step on life. You know what I'm saying? He ran into Roy Jones. They was talking. Ronnie Shields recommended Roy Jones. And he's pretty much trying to turn over a new leaf, so to speak, in a different state, away from the distractions from where he was over there in Texas, especially, the ongoing drama with him and his brother. So him being down there for the convention in Orlando, and then, I don't know his living arrangement or whatever, but supposedly, he's gonna be down there with Roy Jones training, as we already seen. And the good thing about it is that he's far away from Texas. God damn it! I'm not gonna lie, he's far away from Texas now. Far, far, far away from Texas. And in this particular case, that's a good thing. Seriously, it's a good thing. When he get his mind right, this man, if you look at his box rec, his last fight was in June 2021 against Juan Montiel, and he hasn't been in the ring since, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So he's been out the ring over 2 years, and he went the distance. You know what I'm saying? Defending his title, he went the distance in a 12-round fight. That's wild. Let's keep it moving.
Roy and his family, and we all.
How long you been out of the ring? I mean, obviously that's something you're working on, because that's got to do a job on you mentally. Being a world champ, haven't been able to defend your title for 2 years. Obviously, you're a young guy, so I'm sure you follow social media a little bit. Maybe you're trying not to so much now. People saying, "Come on, how long is this guy going to not defend the belt?" So on and so forth. What's that been like? That journey been like for you?
Up and down. It has its, it's just part of boxing. Like, I've been boxing all my life. I took some time off away to get myself better. I'm not saying I'm quite fully there yet, but I do want to fight before the end of the year. We're working out with the WBC. Obviously, we here at the NABF conference and convention. Everything going smooth. Like, I had personal issues. We don't really have to speak on them. You probably know, but just had a couple personal issues I had to battle on my own, and getting through them, and kind of got through a lot more stuff. It's better than seeing me here than seeing me in mug shots every so often. I'm getting in trouble.
So Jermall Charlo is talking about the personal problems. He's not going into detail, but we pretty much know what some of them personal problems was that played out in the media. And also it seems like he almost, felt, seemed like he was about to break down a little bit, speaking about his personal problems. So I'm looking at this like it's really heavy on him. You know what I'm saying? He has some really tough issues that's going on, because it did seem like he was about to break down just a little bit. For whoever this guy, Robert, who was interviewing him, it did seem like he was about to break down and, just talking about it. And he's far away from home. Sometimes, drastic changes are needed in a situation like this. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have so many people that know you for the longest of time in Texas. That's where you've been at with your brother. You have another human being that looks like you, that's walking around, and people sometimes don't know who's who. I mean, that shit can be confusing and very stressful. You feel me? But it's good to see him down here in Pensacola. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he can lock in. He said he's trying to get a fight near the end of the year. I don't know if he's covered that yet, but I did watch the whole entire video. Let's get down to it.
Trouble with this and that, and just a lot of just personal problems going on at one time, and I couldn't really focus on boxing. And I had to take my time to get myself better.
Obviously, the WBC's support of you has meant a lot. Obviously, there's been guys that have been away from defending their title for a lot less time than you that have, either had their title vacated or they get stripped or whatever. And, President Suleiman has talked a lot about being behind you and giving you the time that you need to deal with, whatever it is, mental health, whatever you need to kind of get back into form and get back to where you can defend your titles. I'm sure that's meant a lot to have their support and not have them turn their back on you and strip you or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. I had to deal with injuries. I had to deal with, the time away. I had to deal with legal issues. I had to deal with a few things that just kind of like offset me a little bit.
Sure.
But then it didn't make me to the point where I don't feel like, I'm the champ of the world. I'm still the champ of the world. Just, and then on top of that, we took some time to schedule the Canelo fight, which didn't happen. We ended up, letting my brother go ahead and seize that moment, and he's doing his justice at what he has to do to, you know.
So he talks about letting his brothers, get that moment, which we all know that's what the fight, is coming up. He allows you. You rarely see this in life. Like you have a family member that's boxing too, and you have a big fight that's coming up, and it's your family member, your brother. Not often do you see a family member being able to go into a fight that's considered a big prize fight with a prize fighter on the status of Canelo Alvarez. And it make you wonder what's going on that side. Like when it comes down, I know it's not about that. I'm gonna stay on topic, but all I'm saying is it make you wonder, like, how can two Charlos, be deemed necessary for Canelo to fight? But it is, he said he signed the contract. But he let his brother go in there and be the one who faced Canelo, bro. Like, I never heard of this in boxing. Like two brothers, two family members are fighting a cash cow of boxing. This is the first time for me. I never heard it before in my life. Real talk. But I'm curious to know, because I've been on record as saying this long time ago, that it'd be a big money fight if Charlo was able to fight his brother. And at this point in time, and I don't think mama have anything to do with the way they feel. You know what I'm saying? For that man to leave home and not be talking to his brother and to be making all these other decisions that's conducive to his family's well-being, I'm gonna go on record as saying, even though I don't give Mell Charlo a chance to win, if he did win, it become interesting because Jermall Charlo said he signed on for a contract. But not to get too far ahead of the vid, right? It's good to see him out here in a whole different, state, environment, just a whole new entire setting, you know what I'm saying, with a different face, different name. And hopefully he can get his mind right. Because one thing we are as fight fans, we can be selfish sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We can be selfish to the point where we want from these fighters. And then when they start to crash and burn, we don't think about what Deontay Wilder used to say all the time. You know what I'm saying? About fighters getting hit in the head. I've been on record as saying, when I start interviewing fighters, how, I've been in an interview with a fighter and they start to go through changes. You know what I'm saying? Mood changes. And you can never forget that they're fighters. Even, they'll tell you they've been fighting since they was teenagers. They've been fighting since they was in their 20s or whatever the case may be. That's a lot of punishment and training and in the ring. But they have to, he had to go through these personal problems on his own. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying primarily him handling himself, but he had to go through these personal problems. And whoever was in his circle, it wasn't enough because he couldn't stop the madness. So in order to get away from it, he had to move entirely out of Texas. That's just crazy. It must have been that bad that his family couldn't even get him right.
So get that fight done, and I'll fight him next or whatever the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a lot going on.
Sure.
Like, honestly, I'm not trying to make it seem like everything is all good now. But yeah, I had a lot going on, family-wise, personal issues, legal issues, just a lot of things going on at one time. And I couldn't focus on my kids. I couldn't focus on myself. I couldn't focus on anything. So I'm a lot better now. I have to tighten up and get it done. So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. If you had to,
when he say he had issues, let's not get it twisted. Some of these issues were absolutely self-inflicted by Jermall Charlo himself. He was, personal issues cause personal for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You can have personal issues. Let's just say you're drinking too much. Okay, the personal issue is, you're going through some things which may influence your drinking. But ultimately, anyone who's looking at your drinking, they're going to say, okay, that's your personal problem. deal with it, get rid of it. And sometimes it's not that easy to get rid of, but it's your personal problem. If you're drinking, why are you drinking? And you need to find out how to get away from that influence that's causing you to drink. How do you do? What route do you take to get away from drinking? But ultimately, if we see you out in public, we being the boxing fans, we see Jermall out in public and you are intoxicated, 10 times out of 10, people are gonna be like, man, he on that shit again. He was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I smelt it on his breath. He was slurring other speech. And then they're gonna do a live stream on. That's just the way life is. It's messed up. But if you out in public, no one else knows about the interior lining for which you are drinking. What is influence and what are causing you to drink?
Put like a percentage on things, like, how far back you are or whatever. Where would you say you're at now in terms of whether it be a timeline or a percentage of where you want to be?
I'm physically almost back to where I was. Okay. Mentally, almost back to where I was. So like I can't just say like give you a percentage on it, but okay. I'm definitely like closing in on that 75, 80% range.
Okay, I was
be like real close to
that's a number I was
feeling
thinking
better, like I'm in a better space. I mean, it took me time to just get away from people that I was around, and I guess it happens to the best of us. I didn't think it would happen to me, so just around people that just don't mean nothing for you, and just had to get away from you. Just,
yeah,
and it is what it is.
How hard is that to do that? To be around people perhaps a long time in your life or whatever, and then to come to a realization where you have to go, you know what, this isn't good for me. I got to get away from it. Is that tough?
It's hard. It's tough. But once you finally get to that point where you don't need nobody but God, then you just become like a better person. So I kind of just started focusing on me. I don't care about what anybody else say, what they think about me, whatever. I'm still successful at what I've done in boxing. Let alone what I have more to prove. Like, it lit my fire back. I'm hungry now. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to show the world that I'm still the champ. I'm still, ready to give the fans the best fights that I have left in me.
Okay. Obviously, you're in full support of your brother going into this Canelo fight. Obviously, you see him coming out winning. How do you see that fight playing out as far as your brother's style and Canelo's style? And
I don't know.
Seeing that there's been a blueprint
I haven't really talked to my brother at all. My brother.
Here we go. The guy asked about how do you see the fight playing out with your brother stepping in there with Canelo Alvarez, and you can tell, that Charlo is treading, man. He's treading in a trench right now. He's in a trench, a muddy trench right now, man. You know what I'm saying? You can tell it's a lot going on with him as far as what he has on his mind right now. You can tell it, bro. And there's nothing wrong with having shit on your mind. But when you're a public figure, a celebrity, you have more eyes zoomed in on you. And when you have eyes that you don't really know about zoomed in on you, and they don't know what's going on inside your personal shit, they're gonna place judgment upon you, man. Their own perception may not be remotely close to what you actually going through. People are gonna make their own decisions, make their own perceptions, their own assumptions, so to speak. And he asked him about his brother going in there with Canelo. He asked him what he thought. He could have just gave what he thought. You know what I'm saying? He could have just put it out there and said, this is what I think. In general, this is what I think. Okay. I think this, but him and his brother's not talking. We know that. We knew it was a situation out in Vegas where him and his brother was arguing about something. You know what I'm saying? It's no telling. Supposedly he was arguing about, Jermall Charlo and his his wife or whatever, ex-wife. I don't know if she's an ex or she's the current or whatever, but it's difficult. Period. No matter how you look at it. If you know a chick since high school, man, I don't know, man. Most of the people that I know, not all of them, and knew a chick in high school, they divorced, right? I'm not getting into this because I don't know too much about it. But if by chance, it played out to a point where you seen the video, his ex-wife kicking his vehicles and going off in the streets, just being freaking violent. You know what I'm saying? And it may be something, it may have been something that forced Jermall Charlo to drink and do whatever he was doing to pretty much mask the personal problems that he had going on. We never know. But the guy didn't ask him, how he felt about his brother, or whatever. It's just, you can tell it's anchored right now. Real talk. Him and his brother's situation, a twin. That's a twin now. That's a twin. Is anchored right now. And he had to get it off his chest about him and his brother not talking. Let's go back a little bit.
At all. My brother really don't speak like I was trying to tell you.
Seeing that there's been a blueprint
I haven't really talked to my brother at all. My brother really don't speak like I was trying to tell you.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that that's be around you. You got to go your way. We go in different directions. It could be somebody closest, like a family member, not just a brother, but any family member, aunts, brothers, cousins, whatever. Sometimes you just got to get to yourself and just plant your seeds. And I just had to get back to myself, but I really haven't talked to my brother too much about nothing about him fighting Canelo, besides letting him know that I seize the opportunity.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I said before, I don't even, outside of fight news, I don't pay attention to like social media. I'm more of a real social person, maybe because of my age. So I don't pay attention to things like that and what's going around, because half the time you can't believe it. As I was alluding to before, your family.
I mean, okay, him not talking to his brother, unfortunately. People tell you that all the time. Oh man, it's unfortunate. Oh my God, Scotty, it's unfortunate, man. You're not talking. It's unfortunate. We feel for you. Man, you don't even know my brothers, man. But we feel for you, man. You don't know shit about my family. You know what I'm saying? People, we don't know. We're on the outside, but we know. Look, we know more about Charlos, though. We know that they've been in the public light for quite some time, and also they have picked up championships in the sport of boxing, the current profession for which they're making a living. They have earned the right. They have earned the right. Well, whether he is in the best interest of his brother going in there, do he truly want his brother to go in there and succeed? I don't know. But when you have deep embedded issues going on that's affecting them enough for him to move out of Texas and separate from his twin brother, that is, from what I understand, like the twins I've ran into in life, it's always something that's like that. You have the good twin and the bad twin, man. And Mell Charlo has always been considered the big brother. For a long time, Mell Charlo was in the shadow of his big bro Mell. And then, Mell's supposed to be the stronger of the two. He was the one that was getting all the nutrients first when he was in the womb. So he's supposed to be the big brother. He's supposed to be the one to be able to have a bit more strength, in situations like this. But at the end of the day, they both human. You know what I'm saying? They both got shit going on. It's just, Mell Charlo felt that before he totally crash out, he need the bail out. You know what I'm saying? He need to bail out and relocate. And this is a good thing for him, I think. If he goes down there and don't, put himself in a whole nother situation that was going on in Texas, with the drinking, the personal shit. I don't know where's girl at. I really don't know. I don't know where's girl at. I'm pretty sure he'll want to be around his kids and family and stuff like that. I don't know the whole situation. Let's keep it rocking and rolling.
Family and marriage is still intact, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
If I had paid attention to all that stuff.
Enjoying the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just he has his family, his girlfriend or whatever he has going on, and his stepkids and all that stuff. Y'all let you do your thing, and I'll do my thing. I'm not really into all that. Like like I said, I'm better at this point. I don't want to really elaborate too much on like how he is, but
Sure.
I guess he's figuring it out. He's not as so happy with me for being who I am and going through the things I had to go through. But hopefully it don't bother him at all. But I wish him the best.
Okay.
And hopefully he sees the moment.
Okay.
He said, wishing the best. Hopefully he sees the moment. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, straight like that, man. He hope he sees the moment, wishing the best. And my question is, your brother sees the moment. Are you going to fight your brother? Because you are signed on. You know what I'm saying? The contract is signed on. Are you going to fight your brother? You know what I'm saying? I know that's out of line right now, but if your brother takes over a spot where you were supposed to have the fault initially, could we see the Charlo twins in the ring together? This would be the perfect time for them to fight one another. Get it out their chest and hug it out at the end. You know what I mean?
Okay. That means regardless, I mean, if he wins, obviously you're not going to fight your brother, but if he doesn't, then you might get a chance at Canelo.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, the contract is signed, so
Yeah.
things are gonna happen regardless. He
You're not going to fight your brother, but if he doesn't, then you might get a chance at Canelo.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, the contract is signed, so
Yeah.
things are gonna happen regardless. He vouched to be great. He's taking. I mean, regardless, the contract is signed, so
Yeah.
things are gonna happen regardless. He vouched to be great. He's taking the risk of going up 2 weight divisions to fight.
That's daring
Canelo.
to be great.
That's daring to be great. So I mean, to each his own. like, you know.
So backing up a little bit, your quick thoughts on the Crawford Spence fight and what happened there. I mean, Spence was your stablemate. A lot of people now are saying after the fact, especially some doctors that I've listened to, that there definitely was an impact with those car accidents and stuff. And some people say, how did he even get past in the physicals to be in that fight? Do you think in your heart, like, that he should even fight? Fight again? Not forget the fight and what happened to him in the fight itself, but now looking back at maybe the impact those car accidents had on him. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like his future?
I think he's still great. He wants the rematch, and
Right.
That's going to happen. Sometimes, hey, it's boxing.
Yeah.
It's boxing. You got personal things going on. I mean, see, my personal things is kind of, a little
Right.
shaggy outside the ring, but he had his own personal things going on.
Right.
And even if it involved a car accident.
Yeah, some people think it's medical things, and maybe he shouldn't step in.
He still had his own personal things. It was
Sure.
boxing. We still human at the end of the day.
Right, right. Yeah, I think there are those that are concerned for his well-being and think maybe he shouldn't.
He's good. I think he bounce back and get back to himself. I think support his family. I'm in full support of those.
Okay, very good. So, and what do you think of? I know this would conflict with your plans depending on how the Canelo fight comes out with your brother, but what do you think of Crawford's calling Canelo out and Canelo entertaining that?
I mean, if it can happen, it won't interfere with my plans at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Crawford might be too small for Canelo.
Possibly. I think they're the same height, but his frame.
I don't think he's just
he's not as thick and
he
stocky
can't
as.
blow up as much as
Yeah. And people forget that he started as a lightweight.
Yeah.
So Canelo might have been a lightweight when he was 14 or something when he turned pro, but
I mean, it's entertaining to hope or like But I don't know. I mean, I don't pick the fights. I don't.
Yeah.
Just...
So. Canelo might have been a lightweight when he was 14 or something.
If it can happen, it won't interfere with my plans at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Crawford might be too small for Canelo.
Possibly. I think they're the same height, but his frame.
I don't think he's just
It's not as thick and
he
stocky
can't
as
blow up as much as
Canelo
can.
And people forget that. That he started as a lightweight.
Yeah.
So Canelo might have been a lightweight when he was 14 or something when he turned pro, but
I mean, it's entertaining to hope or like But I don't know. I mean, I don't pick the fights. I don't. Just...
So if you had your wishes come true and you're able to get back in the ring by the end of the year, you want to go right back into a title defense, or
I would go right back into the title defense. I have the belt, so it's my time. I have to defend it regardless. So yeah.
That's interesting. Jermall Charlo is saying he may go right back into a title defense after being out of the ring for 2 years. That's interesting because the WBC is looking out for him. So if he goes in there for a title defense, I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody that isn't a top-notch player in the ranking system. I'm thinking it's going to be a name, but it's not going to be the name. And this guy, he's going to ask about Carlos Adames, okay? Because that's the one that they saying Charlo was ducking and everything. But he had personal problems going on. I'm listening and seeing from what we've witnessed out in public, right? And from what we listening to, what we seen play out in Vegas, and everything that we know as much as we can, collective evidence is that, he wouldn't have been in the right frame of mind to go in there and just give up his belt to Carlos Adames, So, that's where we at with it. Let's keep it moving.
I'm going right back into the side of the defense and get some top competition and someone that will stand up and fight.
Yeah. What do you think about the interim chap? That's been calling you out, you know, in your absence. The guy that I feel bad that I'm forgetting his name right now, but the Dominican guy that has the WBC head fight for an interim title. My apologies.
I mean, I'm here to fight the best, so like I have never dodged in a fight or nothing.
Right.
So, you know, I train hard, well prepared. Even though I've taken this little time away from the ring, I've been still actively training.
Yeah.
Like, I just haven't fought.
Well, you look in good shape. You didn't blow up to no heavyweight or anything like that.
I stay pretty well conditioned.
All right.
And, be well.
All right. So some final words to your fans that have been waiting for your return and
being patient. I'm still here, baby. I went through a real war, and you know, I'm back, so I get a chance to entertain y'all soon.
All right, Jermall, WBC middleweight champ. Thank you so much for your time and good luck.
Thank you.
Shout out to Robert, man. Very good interview. You know, I mean, it pretty much in a shell covered, you know, what's going on with Jermall Charlo, what we understand about him up to this point. You know, it does put him in a more positive light outside of what we witnessed in Vegas of him being slapped by Caleb, but it wasn't like he was the victim. You know, he was the, he was the provocator prior to that situation. So people are going to look at it however they feel like. But ultimately, the important situation is how long is it going to take him to get back to the ring? Being in a new environment, is he going to be able to get that shock value of being in an entire different situation in his boxing career outside of running shields? You know, is he going to be motivated down there, Bodyhead Island? You know what I'm saying? Listen to Roy. You know what I'm saying? And get his mindset back right, dialed in and focused, right? Because we know Diddy James up there in Texas love hearing focus. You know, that might be a Texas thing, I don't know, but if he can lock back in and get focused, I always use dialed in though, locked in. Get his mind right, get back into training. He looks like he's in pretty decent shape. Seriously, you know what I'm saying? Look like he's in pretty decent shape. Look like he has lost weight though. From previous videos, it was looking at like for a minute that he was gaining a little weight, but he looks to be in pretty decent shape right now. What lies ahead for Jermall Charlo at the end of the day is just to get that clarity, man. Just to clear his mind, just to you know, prepare himself for this resurgence to come back from being out the ring he would have been out the ring, you know, over 2 years easily by the time he stepped back in the square. And then to go back in there with the mindset of what he's learned down here in Pensacola, Florida from Roy, you know what I'm saying? And to go in there and apply that in the ring, you know what I'm saying? To go over there and have a pretty good fight, to go in there and get a victory. You know what I'm saying? To get back in the groove. You know, as much as I criticize the WBC, now that I look at it, you know, a lot of people said that Mauricio Suleiman was racist and all that. I'm saying, God damn it, if he was racist, then this is conduct unbecoming, because he's showing enough looking out for Jermall Charlo right now. He's showing enough looking out for Jermall Charlo with that WBC belt. And last time I checked, the brother looked like he's black. You know, I'm saying for a while, you have all these people talking about WBC was racist and all that. Mauricio Suleiman did this, that, and the other. I get where you're coming from. I see why you have the thoughts that you have, because I had those questions too. You know, the freedom belt always sit with me. And I'm saying to myself, that's one of the most ugliest slave, you know what I'm saying, slave-driven belts I ever seen in my life. 2 black hands holding shit together. I mean, come on, bro. But somehow, some way, Jermall Charlo is in the good graces. I don't know if, you know, it was an agreement Al Heyman, whatever. But truth be told, I'm looking at this shit like, man, I don't know, man. Like, jeez. I really hope he get it together. I hope he's able to come up out of this the right way. Not to mention, we don't know if the individuals that was around him that was causing these personal fires that he was going through, these small personal fires, are they still there right now? Are they in a healthier space? Because there's no need to move from one location to the next if you're still going to carry the same matches with you. There's no need, because you're going to end up burning the place down in a different location, bro. You know what I mean? I wish him nothing but the best, bro. I wish Jermall Charlo nothing but the best. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I wish him nothing but the best. Shout out to Carlos Rosado in the building. WCF salute to the hottest chat in the MF and game. No doubt about it. Tyrese on deck. What's good? In the words of Bishop from Juice, this nigga scared. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You gotta have a heart, even though that shit cliche. We all go through personal shit, and a lot of our personal stuff people don't know about. How deep, you know what I'm saying, or how much weight is holding us down in our personal lives. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real, dog. Especially when you going through divorces and it deals with the kids. Man, that shit is real life, man. That shit is real life. I ain't gonna lie. I've never been a fan of the Charlos like that, but I always thought Mell was the more of the Charlo that I didn't like. Not so much Mell, but Mell. You know what I'm saying? Mell always been a bit more, level-headed to me. But together, one Charlo, two Charlo, they all gonna get treated the same, because a lot of people don't even know who's who. They may know now. Being the way he's wearing his hair, vice the way his brother's wearing his hair. And then you think back at the video, the interview him and his brother did with I forgot the Pivot podcast, I believe. When I think it was Jermall Charlo that started crying and shedding tears. He had shit on his heart then. Him and his brother was going through some shit then, but they still showed up in the same room. They wasn't sitting next to each other. When they was in Vegas, they wasn't sitting next to each other. Shout out to Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw in the building. What's good with it, brother? Team Tucker official. This good for him. He looks clean and sober. That rehab center look. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? He looks like, his eyes isn't glossy. You know what I'm saying? His speech wasn't slurred. You know what I'm saying? All those little fine details that tells me that it seems like he's on a better path, because it's been even on his live streams, it seemed like his speech was slurred a little bit. He might have been under the influence. Shout out to NONAME. What's good? I see you, man. Salute to you. Mr. Pass on deck. Salute. What's good, Mr. Pass? Moved to Florida and all that. Not speaking to his brother. He said they haven't spoke. It could be both of them together. But yeah, getting away, separation is healthy in certain cases. Real talk, it's healthy. I just hope he gets mentally together. No doubt. I'm good. I'm not a fan of the Charlos, but I hate to see them beefing with each other. Life is too short for all that. Shout out to JH in the building. JH, that's just one of the terms that I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying, JH? It has nothing to do with you. But I really don't agree with the life is too short, because what people tend to do to you, they never think about how much life you have remaining. They just think of the now. If God would have blessed us with the mindset to say, okay, before we go out here and commit evil or sin upon another man or woman, right? Let's think about this. Let's think about what they have going on. If we would have been blessed to have the mindset to say, okay, let me read their brain, could have changed life. If we could read the brain of someone and know what they have going on, read their mind, you know what I'm saying, and kind of get a better idea of what's really ticking You know what I'm saying? What do they have going on? Do they have a good life or bad life? If they have a good life and there's nothing that you can find that can take you down that road to say, man, I should really commit evil, then you retreat, right? You leave them alone. But people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Good bows before evil all the time, and people do fucked up shit to you. I don't care about the life is too short shit. You know, it's just bullshit to me, especially when it comes to family, because families sit up there and they have known you since you was a kid, and family will be the one that you trust the most, and you end up being hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's yours. It's just my opinion, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then they talk about family. Yeah, some people family are good. Some people family is loyal. Some people family understand what it takes. Other people's family, man, they can give a damn how young y'all knew each other out the womb, and how y'all grew up in diapers up to this point in adulthood and shit. They don't know that. They don't care about that, man. They'll still cut your throat. It's bad. You could tell they wasn't rocking tough like that, all for PBC events. That the PBC wave for the cameras. If you know, you know. Mell looked like Eddie Kane from the Five Heartbeats. When he made it back, he was singing in the church. Hopefully he stays focused. Yeah, no doubt, man. For sure. That's Shaw News, you know what I'm saying? They need to fight and get it over with. They do. I believe that, you know, they do. Them Charlo twins need to fight, bro. Them Charlos need to really go in there and determine who's the better Charlo. I know it's not the live stream for that, but I'm just saying they have a lot going on between each other. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of negative energy, bro. And they always say if you got an issue, you know, put them dukes up. And they just so happen to be in a sport where they fight. They're professional fighters. The interview was good. Mell was humble, broken man, open up. The interview sounded like his rehab counselor. You ain't lying, right? You ain't lying, right? He did sound like a rehab counselor. You know what I'm saying? He sure did, bro. I'm not necessarily a fan of his, but I know how hard a divorce is. I'm rooting for the man to come back stronger. No doubt. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I line up perfectly. You know, you put so much, and you know, who am I to put my experience off on somebody else? But I'm saying, you know, when it comes to a divorce, you put so much into it upon entry, and then you leave with less than you had when you freaking entered the marriage. If you're a man, I'm just saying, I've seen certain guys get child alimony. Them guys are not even 1%. You know, so I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like, it's tough. Marriage is tough, but I would recommend anybody, you know, if you got a friend by your side, cool. Love that friend. I'm talking about if your wife is a friend, love that friend. You know what I'm saying? Love that friend. Love her more as a friend than a wife, because that friend is going to be there when you're looking for that wife to step up and do something. The wife, if she was your friend, you know, before she was your wife, she's always going to keep that bond together, and it's going to be close. It's going to be tight. But if you just married and you have a wife there and y'all was never friends, it's going to be crucial, because y'all never really had that bond before. Y'all never had that trust level. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm talking about that friendship love. Look out for one another love. That friendship love is a different than that wife love. That wife love can be superficial. That wife love can be superficial, bro. It can be everything just dealing with being married. That's it. What about friendship? What about having the back, having that support? You got to have that from a friend, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially a friend that you're dating. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be able to share certain things. Y'all have that confidentiality. You know what I'm saying? She's looking out for you like you're looking for her. Big Bunsen Boxer said Danny Jacobs. Yeah, that'll be a good fight. I mean, I know Danny Jacobs has been on record as saying, you know, he want to fight him on the comeback and all that. You know what I'm saying? But we got to see like what frame of mind Mell Charlo is to come back from a fight. I mean, come back after 2 years for a fight like Daniel Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Will he be ready for Jacobs? You know what I'm saying? Will he be ready for Jacobs, man? I don't know. It'll be a pretty decent name. Real talk. It'll be a pretty decent name for him. What's going on with it, Lito? Salute to you, brother, on deck. Conquest, what's good? Peace. Are we combining what boxers go through outside the ring to their performance in the ring? Shout out to Conquest on deck. To pretty much try to gather what you're talking about. Are we combining? If you're talking about a combination of things, if the combination of things are talking about situations in our life, we're talking about situations in our life. We're talking about situations outside. We live more outside the ring than we do inside the ring, right? You said we, so I'm giving you the we combination. If you're talking about us being professional fighters, we live more outside the ring. It's just like service members. We're not at work every day, but we're considered to be service members 24/7, 7 days a week. We're locked in and signed on as a what? Service member. So when it comes to boxing, we spend more time where? Outside the ring than we do inside the ring. We have families outside the ring than inside the ring. So we still talking about the same person and they're not a clone. Don't you think the personal issues, the physical issues, you know what I'm saying? What happened? What is one of the timelines that we've heard all so often about fighters not being able to step in and fight? Injuries, right? What did that injury happen? Outside the ring, right? It prevented them from going in the ring and fighting. Or just like Mell Charlo, he has personal issues. You know what I'm saying? He has all these other issues that's going on outside the ring. So of course, I'm assuming what you meant. If we're talking about issues of fighters that's experiencing personal problems outside those ropes, yeah, it's going to affect them inside the ropes. We've seen it play out several times. Look at Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson didn't train for Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? There's been plenty of times where fighters go in there and say, "Oh, I fought with an injury." And you know, they don't let the people know because they don't want it to be pretty much an excuse that we hold against them. Oh, I had an injury. I didn't want to say anything about it. Yeah, they want to come in there. They didn't look good. The only thing we're looking at say, man, so-and-so got their ass beat. They didn't look too good, this, that, and the other. But ultimately, you know, they might have had some other collateral issues that's going on. Injury, personal, you know what I'm saying? A death in the family. It depends. So definitely outside the ring affects inside. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, when I used to put on that uniform, I remember what they told us in boot camp. If we wanted you to have a wife, who would have issued you one. And that shit is real, because at the end of the day, when it comes to your family, that's not going to stop you from going to combat. Real talk. That's not going to stop you from going to combat. They really don't give a damn about your family. You signed up for the service. That's who signed up. So all the shit you got going on outside, if you put on that uniform and go to work and it affects you at work, you're going to get punished. You're going to get looked at for what's going on at work. Nobody wants to hear what's going on in your personal life. All they're looking at is like, hey, this is affecting your performance and we got to do something about it. Same thing with boxing. You go in there and lose and you don't say nothing about what's going on in your personal life until later. Until you say something out to the general public, people going to look at you like, oh, so-and-so got beat. It looked bad, man. He might be done. But they don't know all the shit you was going through outside the ring, the injuries you might have had to get over, the rehab, all this other shit, the personal problems, you know what I'm saying? Marriage problems, relationship problems, anything, health problems. It can be anything, bro. It can be anything. We don't know. Hell yeah, we talking about what's going on outside the ring. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? You only one person, unless you Errol Spence, And you got a clone. I don't know if too many other fighters got a clone yet, but they will. Maybe a training camp might get Charlo mind off personal struggles. Yes, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. They use CMJ as 24/7, 365. You got that right. You know what I'm saying? You don't never want to hear report in. I'm here to read you your rights and let you know you was in violation of UCMJ on the article. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, hey, it's tough for the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's tough for him, but I hope he get through it. Seriously, I hope he get through it. I hope Florida serves him well. He's able to listen to the legend himself. I've been on that property. You know, you can take your mind off a lot of things out there, you know, on that property. It's not a lot of distractions down there. It's different than Texas, though. I ain't gonna lie, it's different than Texas. It is. Florida is different than Texas. But if you in a situation of Jermall Charlo and you just want a new beginning, you want to reset a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You just want to reset. And sometimes reset can be extremely healthy to you. Well, you know, that'll be it because it's a totally different scenery than what he had in Texas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Totally different scenery. But hey, I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I got some things to take care of on a Friday. Shout out to Thinkers Think on deck in the building. What's good? Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. You already know, man. Y'all hold it down on your Friday. Enjoy. We should do this again. I'm out.